All right, hey guys, how you doing? Hope you're having a great day so far. So last video, I spent a few minutes sharing about something that you want to avoid at all costs. And we said that's the me monster, right? That's a person who can't shut up. They meet somebody, maybe for the first time, a new potential client, a new referral partner, and we feel like we have so much to share that we don't shut up. We don't ask any questions about the other person. We focus on ourselves, and it's so off-putting. And so we said, got to avoid that at all costs. And I shared that what I have found for me personally, one of the best ways to avoid being the me monster is to go in and be prepared for that one-on-one coffee with somebody new with a few strategic questions. And a lot of times I'll go in with 6, 8, 10 questions, but a really good coffee meeting that goes well, usually it's 2 or 3 questions max, and you can fill 45 minutes, no problem, just by asking a few questions to get the other person talking, right? Which is where you begin to build trust. So last time I said I'd like to share a few of the questions that are my favorite questions to ask, I think work really well. And so I want to go ahead and do that today. The first one I would say is you sit down with somebody, you exchange pleasantries, and then you ask them, so tell me, what's the number one challenge that you're facing in your business right now? What's the number one challenge you're facing in your business right now? And what that question does is it allows that other person to stop, to pause, to think, and consider something that really is super important to them. It's not terribly specific, so you're not probing into an area necessarily that they won't want to share. They get to choose what level of how deep they're willing to go, but it's critical because it gives them an opportunity to kind of open up, to share, to perhaps be a little bit vulnerable even in expressing something that's going on in their business that's really hard. And so that's a great place to start. And a lot of times that first question, that will fuel an entire conversation, and the other person will just share, and you can just kind of play off that. They're doing 80% of the talking, and that goes really well. A follow-up question to that can be, after they share, you might ask them, so what are a few of the things that you have tried so far in order to address this issue, in order to potentially solve your problem? What are some things that you've tried? Again, most people, they hear that and they will go ahead and share some of the things that they've done to try to solve that problem. What I love about that one is it takes off the pressure that sometimes we feel to try to solve that person's problem right now and provide some sort of trite answer to the number one problem they've got going on in their business. I don't want to do that. I'd love to find out what they have tried so far, and but I don't come across like some know-it-all, somebody who's just going to come in and this is their number one problem, and I'm just going to fix it today. But I would pause and stop and listen and really pay attention to the things that they're sharing, because that information can be so valuable, especially when you follow up. Another great question, similar to what's your number one challenge, would be, what is your number one opportunity in your business right now? And a lot of times I'll say it's the number one untapped opportunity, something that that is laying right there in front of you, and it's waiting for you to exploit it. What would you say that is? And man, this again, if you ask it and you can demonstrate that you actually care about them, people will open up. And they'll begin to share, some of the opportunities that they have in front of them, things that are exciting to them, but they haven't taken that step forward to grasp that opportunity, to exploit it, to do something with it. And then of course the follow-up might be, well, what are some of the things you maybe have tried so far in order to work on this opportunity? And they may or may not share anything, but boy, you provide such a value for a person when you do that, because they have someone who's demonstrating that they care, asking them, what's their number one challenge? What's their number one opportunity? And these are so critical. They're so important to their business. They have to stop and pause and think. And a lot of times, it's those types of moments that people they'll solve their own problem, or they will figure out that way to exploit the number one opportunity that's in front of them, right there with you. And boy, that's just such a tremendous way to build initial relationship with a person. There's two things that human beings really, really want and desire. And that is that they desire to be heard and to be known. To be heard and to be known. So when you are listening to them and you're demonstrating with your eye contact and your body language that you are listening, but you're also like, you're understanding what they're saying. You're relating to what they're saying. You're not jumping in trying to fix everything. You're not saying, let me tell you all the stories about me that are just like you, but you're just demonstrating that you care. When you demonstrate that you, to another person, that you're willing to listen to them and understand them, that meets a really basic fundamental need that humans have. It causes relationships to blossom. And to blossom early. It causes you to be able to build trust with someone early. And trust is where it's at. We all know that. Like once you've established trust with someone, that's where the business flows out. It flows from trust. And so you can build that trust so quickly, just even in a quick 30-40 minute meeting, by digging in and asking the other person things that we know are super important to them. Okay, so hopefully that's really helpful for you today. I think will be. Use that the next time you have a coffee appointment with someone, and just go in with a couple questions. What's your number one challenge? What's your number opportunity? This type of year, by the way, the end of the year piece, what's your number one goal for 2019? Or share with me, what are a few of your goals for 2019? It's another great way to build trust early in a conversation with somebody. So use those. The next video, I'll share with you the next step that we would take after we leave that meeting. We've asked these questions. We haven't blathered on and on about ourselves. We've shut up. We've listened. Hopefully we've taken a few notes. What do we do next? We'll talk about that on the next video. Have a great day, guys.